CMC, for the people, by the people, and to the people. Citizens Movement for Change. Oh yes, a new day has come. Yes, a new day has come. Rise up, Liberia. CMC, for the people. CMC, by the people. Let us join our hands together to build a better life. CMC, CMC, for the people. CMC, by the people. Let us join our hands together to build a better life. Equity, national unity, transparency, accountability, social justice, integrity, CMC core values, CMC global. It is a new day for Liberia. It is a new day for the people. Let's all together, let's all together. It's a unity. Raise up your hands. CMC, the land of liberty, the light of freedom, the love of liberty brought us together. Let's work together in peace and unity to build a better Liberia. CMC, CMC, for the people. CMC, by the people. Let's hold together in peace and unity to build a better Liberia. CMC, CMC, for the people. CMC, by the people. Let's hold together in peace and unity to build a better Liberia. CMC, yes, 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 the time has come.
Yes, 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 the time has come. Well, it is Monday, and we are here again with CMC News. We are on Liberia's Insight. This is the opportunity for us to discuss issues that are trending in Liberia and also to discuss CMC's news. A lot has been happening. I'm also waiting for my co-panelists to join us, but I want to say hello, a big hello to Liberians, first of all. I hope that you had a wonderful, well-rested, blessed weekend. There's so many things that happened in the CMC world. I'm hoping for Smith Toby to come in and just fill us in with what happened over the weekend. I was very excited to see some of the good pictures that came in with how Liberians are gravitating towards CMC. I want to mind you and encourage you and tell you that CMC is the fastest growing political party in Liberia. We have, good governance, fair governance, but you have a lane to take, and that is the CMC lane. If you take that, you're going to be going straight towards what a government is supposed to look like. It's going to be, the issue involving the rule of law, adhering and sticking to the rule of law, at least the issue regarding justice for all, inclusiveness, equity, transparency, all of these things will have the opportunity to be able to provide our Liberian people. Currently, as you probably know, we have had a government that didn't really work, and I can say that didn't really work for all Liberians. We have a government now that we have people coming into the government and taking away the value, the monetary value of our resources, and not allowing the Liberian people to benefit from those values. I can name countless places, and I mean, I can tell you, I grew up in Bum Mines, and at the time, Bum Mines was run by the German company, and even just growing up, the iron ore left the company. But I can tell you that we had amenities. There were amenities there that appeared from a child's eye, like it was beneficial towards us. I mean, we had great school, we had air conditioned homes, we had, whatever we basically wanted. Privileged. I was privileged, but I do know as I was growing up, there was something that didn't seem to appear to be the direction in which I felt, and I knew in my heart that Liberians should go, or Liberia should go. Uh, for example, the inclusiveness, I did not feel that. I didn't feel that our government was working to be inclusive, and from top up, including the resources that people were using. I didn't feel that it was including all Liberians. I want to also welcome Mr. Smith Toby to the show. He's my co-panelist today. We are expecting J. Victor Name to join us. So, Mr. Toby, how are you? How's your day going? I'm happy to that you're able to join me.
Well, thank you, Dad, and it's also good to see you. Let's hope you equally had a wonderful weekend. It's a fresh start of a week. For us, it's been a very hectic um, weekend of activities within the CMC. We've just returned to the capital on today, following all of the activities from Mangibi to Nimba, back to um, Bonn, and finally we are back in Moserado. So and I'm so happy that we've been off and on the road, but we are happy. It's good that we are back here to talk about the CMC and also talk on other national issues. So thanks for the time as well. We are with the rest of the team members. But yes, it's good to be back.
Yeah, I'm happy that you are doing the work of CMC, and I want to publicly thank you because every time it seems like when I communicate with you, which we do that quite often because of the show, that you are traveling or negotiating or going somewhere. So I want to just publicly thank you for your service to the Liberian people, basically via the via CMC. Through the instrumentality of CMC. I want to also just take this moment to welcome all of those who are watching us, those of you who have commented uh, and said some good, encouraging words to us. We are happy. I see Parker Dixon Dengen. It's good to see you. Thank you. He's watching in Sanikoli City, Nima County, Liberia. I see Roland G. Tier. He says, good evening. Roland is in Kakata, Margibi County. I also see Charles Batista Cohn, who is he's watching from 12th Street Community, Monrovia, Liberia. I also see Mohammed Samodu Bala. He's following from Monrovia. And Boima Famula, he's on the radio in Liberia. And Otello Nayu, he's also watching. Ezekiel Conquer is from Banga City, Bung County. Boima Family, he wants to join CMC. You can go, Boima, to www.cmclib.com, and we'll continue to make this announcement as we go along. But I just want to tell everyone, thank you for joining us. Some of you, we know that it's late in Monrovia at this time, but whether you driving, whether you working late tonight, maybe as a security guard doing your shift at the hospital, we want to welcome you to CMC. And you also know that you have the option of just watching tomorrow. It's on the social media, so you can always play and watch. And today I heard some really great news from Mr. Toby. If you're in, Mr. Toby, you want to say if you're in Bunk County and other places, you can join us, right?
Yeah, so again, we want to extend our greetings. Like we are doing, we are gradually building a network, and I want to be very thankful to the political leader of the CMC, Mr. Musa Hassan Belete, who's giving us the push to make sure that we expand the workings of the CMC and build a communication space to reach out to many Liberians as possible in the space of time. Because in the business of politics, communication is very important and your messagings count a lot. And so what we're trying to do as part of our building process is to build more network, not just in the political space, but also in the communication space. So he's given us the encouragement to put in more radio stations across the country, and we our next target is going to be Grand Jide, and then we will have to go to the western side. I think it's going to be in Tottenberg. We are establishing radio stations so that our messagings can be synchronized on those various platforms. So we are happy that we finally connected Nima County via radio Secretary. I was there the last time we were on the show on Friday. I was in Secretary, and then we finally got Secretary connected. So this night, I'm sure the people of Secretary monitoring through this platform will now listen to us from where we are. We are also now being connected in Bond County. Voice of Bond is another radio station on the frequency of 103.5. Again, we want to say thanks to Honorability and Honorable Marvin Cole for the partnership with the Renaissance Communications Incorporated. So those two huge platforms in the central part is in like Bangad and that of Nimba have now been locked onto the show. We are hoping to get other platform connected to us. So we are building this network so that the messaging of the CMC and those information we want to give out to our supporters, sympathizers, and well wishers can be in time. So again, yes, that's where we are, and I think it's a good news that we are going out of the bailiwick of Mosorado, and we are now reaching into other counties that is difficult for others to reach because we are expanding our space with other media institutions, especially the ones under the Renaissance Communications Incorporated. So we are happy that we are making some very huge progress.
Yes, that is exciting news to me because I'm of the mindset that Monrovia is not Liberia. We will, as a mission of CMC, to touch all Liberians, to get them involved and to make them aware of what is happening in our country and make them participants, let them be engaged in the process. So by us expanding and utilizing other radio stations in other counties, this is exactly the objectives and the goals of CMC is to make you a part of the conversation. Um, I see Mr. Namu is in the back. I'm actually going to start. We at the place in the agenda for today, audience. Let me just get back to it. Uh, I welcome all of you, and then of course, um, we want to just start by just stating what's on our mind. Basically, it could be something relating to Liberia or, something relating to, how your day going. I mean, my day is always busy. So, that's here, not there. But something that was interesting to me, I wanted to know what you guys thought about it was, I believe it was over the weekend and I was browsing through social media and I saw in Grand Chile that a lady reported that her baby was stolen from the hospital. I don't know. Did you guys see that?
I did.
Um, as a mother, that was very, very touching and scary to me. Um, I was sad about what I heard, and eventually the baby was born. So that brought me some relief. The baby was reunited with the mother, but I couldn't help but to wonder, how is it possible that someone, they said a nurse was involved in this taking of the baby, and I mean, Mr. Nami probably can explain more, because I was just so shaken that I couldn't really digest the information. But um, that how is it possible that someone can just leave the hospital, especially a nursery, a delivery room, with another woman's baby? Okay. By the way, this can happen around the world, so this is not isolated to Liberia, but this is a clarion call that we need to be more careful. And no one should be taking another person's child. And I mean, I couldn't help to wonder, what were you going to do with that baby, with that child? So a lot of things are going through my mind about this baby story. But Mr. Namwit, I know you probably heard, and then we'll go to Smith Toby. What were your thoughts on that?
Well, thank you, Dr. Richardson and Mr. Toby. It's good to be joining you all. Let me also say hi to our audience and welcome them. Thanks for joining us. As always, don't forget to share the show. You got to invite somebody. Dr. Richardson, I didn't read his story. I'll be honest. My wife actually followed it, and she alerted me to it. And I was just aghast, just as you are. I was shocked, but then she did show me after a while, I think some 20 hours or so later, that they found a baby in some other area. But
Mm-hmm.
yes, I mean, I think it's the same Granger where we had these stories again of some kind of creature that was supposedly giving birth to by another lady, which I think turned out to be not so true. So it's funny now we can laugh because I think it has come to some sort of a happy ending because the baby was found alive. But these are strange things that seem to be coming out of Grangy there. Yes, I think you're right. This lady, young lady, I saw the photo of the lady. She was in tears, a baby. And you're right. They were implicating a nurse. Seemed to have tried to take this baby and take the baby somewhere else until the alarm was raised. And thank God, I understand they found the baby.
Yes. And I want to just add, because I'm reading what Masa Dopu Greer, who's watching us, she said that it's reported that the lady who stole the child gave birth earlier, which I kind of suspected that, and her baby passed away.
Okay.
So, in the moment of severe trauma, because she lost her baby, but something is definitely not okay with the lady who stole the child. So this woman may have stolen this child in an effort to replace, and trauma would do that to you, her child. But so we are still reading and learning, and Smith probably heard more about this story. But I guess the reason why I was so bothered and emotional about this story is because I don't know if you guys remember the story of Regina, who was taken from Grand Jita again, by a former representative of Grand Jita. This happened a couple of years ago, taken into the city, and then she got pregnant, and it turned out that her pregnancy was by the one of the legislature,
Legislators, that's right. That's right.
Mr. Moriah, Dan Moriah, something like that, to that effect, because I was very much involved in the story. But we have not found Regina since this story. The journalists went out to look for Regina. They couldn't find her. We know she gave birth to the child. She suffered fistula, which is when you are urinating and defecating at the same time. She was a young girl, but the journalist was driven from that area of Grand Judah by the devil. That's what we heard. And but so nobody, we don't know if she's in Liberia. We don't know if Regina is in Ivory Coast. We don't know where she is. So all of those memory was coming back to me. But Mr. Toby, let's go to you. What are your thoughts on this issue right now?
Well, again, thank you, Dad. And let me say, it's a wonderful time to see Mr. Nangbe. We've been on the other side discussing party issue a few minutes ago, and it's good that we pop up now on our own set. But like you read this, very interesting development usually comes out of Grand Jida. I know it is not a strange development. I was in Grand Jida on the fateful day of that story of the creature,
Oh,
and I've gone to Grand Jida on the assessment to put a radio station in that county. And the day I arrived in the county was the day that that situation developed. So I witnessed, I follow from the scene to the police station, even to the point that the creature were taken to the mortuary. You wouldn't believe that. So uh, the next day, I went to the police station. The prophet lady was being arrested, and all sort of different things, came out. But again, it was with the police until I left. But then today we started hearing about a missing child, and then later on it was reported that the child had been found. The first report I heard was that somebody dressed in a hijab walked through the hospital corridor and took away a baby, and of course that left the baby mother in distress, and then she raised the alarm. What the police have not managed to say to us up to now that I'm not aware of as to where that child were being found and who had the child. And, we only been hearing that okay, they've reconnected the child with the mother, but it was clear was the child found and how did the child leave the walls of the hospital. That is a very concerning point, and we hope that in a matter of days, the hospital authorities should be able to speak to that definitely because it also sends care, to other patients and to other people. If the hospital is not protecting their patient, and people can walk in there and make away with a young baby, in that start and manner, it is concerning. It's good that they recovered the child, but the hospital authority and the police authority in the county need to tell us where they found the child and who took the child out of the hospital. They haven't said that. They have only given us a reconnection story. But how did that reconnection happen? It is something that we all should be talking about because it concerns protection and it also concerns safety. Anything could have happened in the interim, during the taking of the child, from the mother or from the hospital bed and walking out of the hospital.
mhm.
Too many things run through the minds of people. So, it is something that hospitals, not just the hospital in Grand, I'm sure that if you go across Liberia, you will hear several of these stories. But again, people will not want to talk about it. Now that the media is an open space, everyone seems to be a citizen journalist now. When things are happening, a lot of people there on Facebook, people recording here and there and trying to do commentary about it. But the hospital needs to talk about this, and there should be a police investigation to report as to where they found the child and in whose care was the child found. And if there is something uh, that should be done, the public should be aware. We should not just reconnect the child to the mother. We should also investigate.
Yes. Yes. I'm in total agreement with that. We should find ways to avoid such situation and be more protective of our Liberian women. I like to remind the audience that Mr. Toby told me 50% at least of the population consists of women, and the other 50% born, the 50% that consists of women, which include both men and women. And some strange creature in between there and then like you saw in Grandchita. But we're gonna move on. Mr. Toby, is there anything on your mind that you like to bring up? We're still on the issue of we discussing what's on our mind.
Well, again, there's a lot taking place in the country. We've been out and about around the CMC corridor with the political leader in Mangibi and then in Nimba District 9, where he's been engaged with, again, making commitment to road construction, bridge building, and what have you. And then the groundbreaking in Yangoli, we talk about groundbreaking finally of a school. That has been done now. We are looking forward to the construction or commencement of that project. And then the Mangibi show up, which was very interesting. I know you all have your say to that, but we can elaborate further. I just want to slip that through our talking points.
Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Nangwe, is there anything on your mind that you would like to discuss or just get up? We can hear you. You muted.
I'm sorry. Because most of what is on my mind is already in the schedule. I like to highlight the PL letter from yesterday, the letter from
Okay. Yes.
Secretary. Yeah,
Please do.
thank you. So yeah, for those who missed this letter, and please, make it your duty every Sunday. Check the PL's page without fail. I mean, some of us will share it, but there is almost always a letter coming from Cyclopedia every Sunday. I'm not gonna, maybe I'm not read the whole thing, but the letter was the title of this one was "The Signs Are Alarming." The signs are alarming,
That's correct.
and the second paragraph says, "Everywhere I turn, I feel a deepening sense that we are running without a head, running without direction, and running without a plan. We are running things, yes, but without clarity, without coherence, and without the discipline that leadership requires." Doesn't that sound like something you see around happening to you all around Liberia? That looks the country is on autopilot. Nobody seems to be in charge. Eugene Fagon gets up, and takes upon himself, and make himself a chief at LBS, a taxpayer's entity.
Mm-hmm.
He get up and put in a little Walmart shorts, he's standing in front of the place.
He said, "Well,
Now you get me in trouble. You go on me on a foot, but he's saying anyway. So he is trying to tell Godson, that he is responsible for canceling his show. But so that's what Musa Ability is saying, that there's no clarity. And then you go further down. He said violence is beginning to creep back into our national bloodstream. Doesn't that harken you back to 1980? 1989, the whole invasion. The lack of respect for the rule of law is becoming normalized, and this erosion is coming not only from the top, but from the very government that should be safeguarding our stability. But it is also coming from the population that is taking cues from that failure. How many times have you not seen people attack police officers in the streets? It's becoming normal. I mean, we saw the lady attack the LEC president plus an officer. We've seen the officer attack at Freeport. Trying to stop. Never mind that be taking $5 for a quota. So what? So what? He is a law enforcement officer. So Musa Belti is telling us that this is dangerous. It is frightening, and it is familiar. We've seen it before. This failure for leadership to take charge. So, further down, he says here, the talking we do, that is all of us, the criticism we do, we raise, the warnings we repeat, they're not enough anymore. We speak for accountability. We speak for the future. We speak for stewardship. But words alone may not be able to stop the tide that is rising before us. And we may soon find ourselves staring chaos directly in the face. In the face. You can't say this man is a doomsday sayer. I mean, we're seeing it happening around us every day. And so this absence of leadership, it seems as though our leaders have vacated their responsibility, they abdicated. The country is almost on autopilot. Anybody can do whatever they want, you know. And so I just want to highlight that there's a lot in here. Again, people, please find the page. I think I may have also shared it. If I didn't, I will share it tonight. But this is from Musa Hassan Bility, the political leader of the CMC, and he's just warning of alarming signs,
Yes.
far too familiar signs. Yes, that's what I'll pass it back to you.
Yes, Mr. Nangwe, I want to just tell you thank you for bringing this to our attention. And yes, please go on to the political leader Musa Hassan Biladi's page. He writes a letter from Sakopie almost every Sunday, and it's out there. And it was usually we read the letter on the show. Um, but one of the best thing that I cherish about the political leader is that he will define our issues, in Liberia. Like this particular issue is he's speaking about the lawlessness in our country. But if you read closely, he does provide solution, okay, to our problems. And I wanted to just add before we go to you, Mr. Toby, he said, my sincere hope
Yeah.
is that the events of the past few days will shake us awake. We've been having all of these events, as Mr. Namu mentioned, but I'm still remembering the event relating to the two families that were fighting over properties.
Yes.
Yes, which we talked about on this show. But there's several other events that are happening where uh, we Liberians are taking over the law. He said that they will remind us that peace is not a permanent possession, but a fragile agreement. That they will compel us to do everything we can to steady this country, steady Liberia, okay, makes a country steady, to restore the growing value of order. We need that so badly in our country, considering that we had several years of civil war that was not pleasant or good to any one of us. We will then, he hoped for discipline, respect, and lawful disagreement. We must disagree with each other lawfully. He said Liberia must return to a place where we can oppose each other politically without tearing the country apart. We shouldn't be lying. Okay? That's the current trend of the day. Let's just lie our way through. I was on a show and I enjoy sometimes a panelist will say you can lie your way through campaigning, but you cannot lie to govern the country right. Okay? And so Liberia must return to a place where we can oppose each other politically without tearing the country apart. A place where the rule of law is stronger than anger. A place where authority is respected because authority is exercised with responsibility. And that's what I enjoy most, when he can give us all of these uh, issues for us to ponder about, to chew on, but then bring in some form of solution to our issues. So, Mr. Maxwell Toby, I'd like to turn over to you.
Well, thank you. I think the letter is now making rounds, and everyone out every Sunday look out for the letter from Secretary.
First place I go, man. Wake up in the morning.
Yeah. So, and I think Mr. Ability live with the reality of time, and sometimes I'm wondering at what point of the night he goes about writing his literature, because he's timely and he's gotten stuck to his time of posting, and he's given people the desire to go after the letter. And it is not just on our platform. I've seen other platforms lift the letter from Secretary, discuss it, and even try to analyze, some of the point he raised in his communication about the country, just on those things that are concerning to us as a people. So I think he's been around for a very long time. He understands the politics of our country. He understands the economic situation of the people. He saw the war. He saw human reaction to those things that affected us and that divided us. So every time he write a letter, there's always a peace component. It's a reminder that we as a people should not retrogress, and we should keep our focus towards making the country better. So that message seemed to be very consistent, even though the subject matter changes, but there's a consistency of keeping Liberia better, making it a good nation, and holding people accountable to the country. Because if we are to be counted among the Committee of Nations, if we are to be like Ghana, if we are to be like Cote d'Ivoire, if we are to be like Sierra Leone of all countries, it's for us to put aside our approach towards development and not to politicize things that will benefit the people and not to be self-centered. So every time you read the letter from Secretary, even if he's traveling out of Liberia, he kept that letter from Secretary as a reference, about his homecoming, about his life, the story of coming up as a child. So if you compare the letters, we go back to the letter from Secretary from the time it was being introduced to where it is now, you can rewrite and make a whole novel, and, and put it in the archive that people will read, because it's from one chapter of life to the other chapter of life to different stories. So we knew in time past when we were doing literature in school, when people were reading about Mother in the Cassava Patch, and we were talking about the writing of Dr. Joseph Seguano and other people, those things, we no longer see them. So we are not connected with a lot of things that affect us as a country and as a people, because we are not being taught literature, civics anymore. We are all right now politicians, and everyone seems to know everything. So there's a whole disconnect. But the letter from Secretary is trying to reconnect us with a lot of different happenings around us. So as he developed his style of writing, he's a journalist, because I remember he said to me several times that he was around some very good writers, and he had a column that he has rephrased, and he's taking so much interest into that. All I want to tell him every time is that yes, the way he conduct his writing, his style of writing, the messages in the writing are good, and he's giving people something to read every Sunday morning before they go to church, or before you start your day on a Monday. There's something to take you into the week or to start your week, and it's that letter from Secretary that is really, really interesting. In all of the contents we've read from Mr. Musa Belete is of interest, and it's giving us more eye opener to a lot of things happening around us. So yes, it's good that you are also interested in following it. In time, I saw you read it on this platform as often as possible. We need to do that again, and because not everyone will have the opportunity to see or read the letter, but we can also rekindle or you know, emphasize on some of the things that he put in that writing, and it's something very good. I know that he's very gifted. He's not just thinking about screamers. He's not just thinking about the politics of Liberia, but he's also showing us another side that he carries, the side of being a poet, a side of being a intellectual, and we all know that. So we are very happy to be around him, and all we can do is to support his effort in making sure this letter reach out to as many people out there, and the frequency of it is giving us a very good hope that there will be more to come in the future.
Absolutely, Mr. Toby and Mr. Namwe. Perhaps tomorrow the letter will be on the agenda to be read in its entirety, and more people will be able to hear it, and they can chew on what Honorable Mr. Billy has to say. But I'd like us to move on, if we can, to CMC news, CMC in the news. I've just been sort of excited and jubilating all weekend, and no better person to tell us about what's going on in the news than Mr. Smith Toby.
Yeah.
I want us to start with one
Now,
of the.
now, if you give him 1 minute, please.
Yes, yes, please go
I
ahead.
know we will recognize our audience. Let me recognize my friend, brother Simon Booker Nangwe. That's my brother at the Renewable Energy. Booker,
Yes,
thanks for watching.
Samuel is just here asking you all kind of question
Yeah,
on
don't
this thing.
mind. He's been trolling me and Sister Goya. Me and my son, Sister Goya, with 6 and 9. But I want to talk to Jones Malley. You know, Dr. Jones Malley. Jones Malley is my other brother from another network where we freelance. What is the question he's asking that we're afraid of answer? And he said here, um, let me see here if I can bring this up real quickly. He said here, can you guys, the host, ask the talented architects of CMC to review Mr. Ability's quantifiable short and long-term strategy for reducing systemic corruption in Liberia when he takes over as head of the country's political system? So, Dr. Jones Malley, there are lots of proposals we made. We're starting with the easiest: reduce waste, fraud, and abuse. Waste, fraud, and abuse. What do we mean? We will stop chartering all kinds of flights all over the place. We will cut the salary of our legislator to not more than $5,000. There are a lot of proposals that we put out in the recent reaction to the budget that we put out. That's under my page. If you go there, you'll read it. So we're gonna move on, but I know you. I recognize you. Not only do I want to single you out, but I just thought your question that you were asking. We'll come back and recognize our audience, and thank you again for following us. Thank you, Dr. Richard, for the opportunity.
And Mr. Nami, I'd like to add, please tell your friend, I think say he's Dr.
Dr.
somebody,
John Malley.
Dr. Jones Malley, tell him that the PR recently asked for the forensic audit of the legislature so we
Correct.
can know what is there and what are they doing and how are they working with the people, the Liberian people's money, and are they working with the money in a way that is beneficial to the Liberian people. So just to add to you, that's what uh, the PO has asked the legislature to be audited, asked for the legislature to be audited.
And
So
Dr. Malley know that has been my byline for months. It's right under my name that Dr. Malley is audit the legislature now.
yeah.
Thank you, Dr.
Some people, they will continue to ask us, but we don't mind answering. We'll continue
We
to
don't
give
mind
you
answering.
answers. And, we thank you for watching and asking good questions. Keep coming, and we'll provide more information to you as we go along. And hopefully, we'll take something away from the show. Like Mr. Toby said, we'll give you the news, the good things that are happening in Liberia as it relates to what CMC is bringing to the Liberian people. So, if we can start with my Gibi, there's so many things to talk about, Mr. Toby, but let's just start with my Gibi. And if you're in Answer Henry, if you're in the studio, if you want to share some pictures with us, because those pictures were just awesome. I mean, I got all 62 of them, and I took my time and enlarged them and went through every single one of them and enjoyed it. Okay. I received, I have a farm around that area, right? And I have some of the women who
Oh,
were
okay.
being invited to the event, but they just happened to just walk into the event because the girl went to go shopping in Kakata, and
Yeah.
we had a wonderful time. I got a feedback, so I will make sure that they get included next year. But anyway, go ahead, Toby.
Yeah. So I think the Mangibi was a very good show. I don't want to say we didn't expect it, but again, the way we went into it was a little bit slow, even though we talked about it with all of the preparation. I want to give it up to Madam Alice Bessa and her team. Um, the way we've done it in Nima. Nima was massive because they had everything to their disposal. The PL was involved. There was meeting here and there. So Nima was like on the edge, and the reason why, because at the time we did the solidarity march in Nimba, it was when this crisis of the tank farm, the issue of LPRC was very high on the burner. So there was a lot around, supporting Mr. Ability, keeping him strong, making sure our political leader kept his focus, and he could not be carried away by all of those things that were happening around his businesses, and the conversation from the government and people in the Liberian Senate. So that is where the entire solidarity conversation started. And so we did it in Nimba, and then we plan to do one in Mangibi, and there's one coming up in Bond County, and maybe sometime early next year. But the Mangibi approach was a little bit different because we did a groundbreaking for the school a day before the solidarity march. So again, in Mangibi, where Senator Nukwe hails from, he's been there. I don't know for how many years now, as one of the longest serving leader of that county. And so there's a lot going on with the people in Mangibi. You can tell from the faces that there's this quest for change in terms of the representation. And some of the issue before the Bedete arrival in the Mangibi is dated back before our Bedete election. And I think there's this fear of Bedete in Bon and Mangibi, because those who are senators of those two counties have always thought that Mr. Bedete quest was to run as senator for either Mangibi or for Bon County sometime. But I'm sure they have gotten to understand that he's thinking beyond being a senator. Because when Nathaniel McGill, who is now the senator for Mangibi County, took Mr. Bedete to Nyangoli, the place we broke ground for a extension of a school, the conversation around in Mangibi at the time was that he was going to contest in Mangibi. So that brought the first fear in Honorable Nukwe. So he's always taken Bedete to be someone who's thinking about going to his county someday to unseat him. And if Mr. Bedete dare raise his hand in Mangibi, I'm not sure there's going to be a Nukwe as a senator in Mangibi. So they harbored the fear. So the solidarity march in Mangibi was a little different in terms of our approach, but it was strategic. And there was no way that even money could go in there to change the dynamics of the people, because the people came out voluntarily, even though there was mobilization done. And the PL have left Mangibi on a Friday, going back to Nimba to go to District 9 to Honorata Wongwe's district. We went as far as around Tapeta Gray area, where he's going to inspect a road, inspect a bridge, and make a commitment. And we'll have to drive back to Mangibi. The PL entered Mangibi some minutes to 5 o'clock. The people waited from 10 o'clock in the morning to 5:30 p.m. awaiting the arrival of Mr. Bedete. I arrived an hour before, his arrival, waiting signal for from the ground to make sure the ground is energized. I got there, the place was actually charged, and we started communicating. And everyone kept waiting. Even people who we were very tired, just sat along the street. When the convoy ascended the hill and the people got the glance that Mr. Bedete has arrived, it's the first time I heard the people asking me, Smith, have you put a drone in the air? Have you put a drone up? He said to me, "You using the drone?" I said, "Chief, don't worry. At the end of the day, you will see what the drone will capture." So, I think he felt very excited, from what he saw. And the police were very cooperative. They gave up one side of the traffic. The citizens, the bystander, people who just stood along the road and just saw him, sit on top of his vehicle, and people sandwiched that vehicle. There was even no way. At a certain point in time, you heard him even asking for his vehicle at the end of his short speech to the people. So it was a very good show, and it tells us that in a very short time we've made a lot of impact. And I think what is driving us the way we are is our approach to development in the political space. And if the CMC can keep this momentum until 2028, I'm not sure even as we put ourselves in the tail lane, we're going to be in the tail lane. I'm sure we're going to be somewhere way beyond the tail lane, and we can be somewhere very vibrant and viable because Liberians are gravitating. People are now sitting in Atai centers and entertainment centers and discussing Unity Party and CMC. So it tells you that people are gradually leaving the conversation of Unity Party and CDC, and they are putting the CMC into a conversation that people never thought were going to happen. So yes, Magibi was a very good show, and it has given us the momentum to do more. We are planning a big retreat again before maybe next weekend or this weekend to re-strategize our activities and see where we are in 7 months. And as we cut across, the activities of the country, our next plan should be to the Western Belt. That should be Mangibi as bombing Cape Mon and Bapulu. That would be our next point of
Come on,
action.
yay!
Yeah, so we are planning, to make sure that our presence will be felt in those three counties, maybe before the end of the year or early next year. But the CMC seem to be the talk right now, and to put the icing on the cake today, the Bond County conversation resurfaced with a flimsy response from the senator, and I'm sure we all can have our say on that because, again, if you go back to the Bond County story, for people to be in power for 13 years and don't say what the tangibles are, the investment to be a private investment, not public investment. People are building schools in the name of the family. I told someone the other day, if Mr. Benete would take the money, he building a bridge and build a school and name it Musa Benete Junior and Senior High School, you know how many students will go there? But he'll be making money from the school, and that school will be in his name. If you build a bridge like he did in Nimba, the Dam Bowen Bridge, where I visited during the weekend,
Mhm.
it's not. I haven't seen a project in the name of Mr. Ability. But ask some of the politicians here, how many projects you see in their name? You go to the county, they got schools in their name, they got infrastructure to build, not for the community, even though the community residents are benefiting, they are scooping money from them for school fees and other stuff, but it is not in the name of the county. And the CMC is not building anything and calling it Musa Belete property or Musa Belete name is in the name of Mr. Belete or the CMC. We will take credit for it because it is our institution that built it, but we are building it and naming it after permanent sons and daughters who've made contribution before us. So, the CMC seem to be sending shockwaves in the spines of those scary politicians. They are giving us more relevant in a very short time because they see us as the obstacle or the threat to their survival. If they are to survive, they need to challenge us in their respective counties. How can a senator who's been a senator for 13 years would name 5 bridges they want the CMC to build for him? What have he done in the 13 years of his stewardship? Even to name a bridge that is close to your house and say, yes, I will name the bridge for the CMC to go and build the bridge. That's been shameless. But people, will not see it as they see it, and somebody think that, oh, yes, somebody respond to the CMC political leader. All those things are coming out of shame because the public will hold them responsible for their failure, to the people they claim to represent. The river in Bond County that has taken away lives, those mothers who've been crying for the kids, some of them could be senator today, they could be representative tomorrow. But who cares? It's because you are there today and you are competing with even someone who's selling in a shop, and you are competing with all the marketeers, you are buying all the property in the city, and you want to be that person that you refer to as the godfather of the county. You should be there 13 years, and everything you build in the county is in your name, and you think that you are making progress for the people. We just sometimes say these things because for us, we are in the county, we see it, we live there, we understand the political space of the county. But I like the way the CMC, you know, has positioned itself, and those who are responding, who's this one man who is a criminal that is yet to be prosecuted? Every time people reference Mr. Ability as this criminal who has done this, who's having this record, but the government is here running after everybody, people who they claim to have record on for stealing. So this Ability has no record except in people morph and passing around and just talking. He's take 10. So the same 10 million project they put in FOIA, that money Ability has been taken from Bond County. Is that for real? Is that for real? 10 million? And somebody said that the man who just been represented for how many years? And you say China New York County Development that you failed to exercise your oversight, and you say it's what Mr. Benedict took, and now he's want to give it back. So yes, you will support it out of shame, because there's nothing you can say about that. So name all of the breaches. But one thing I want to tell anyone here tonight, that the challenge that Mr. Benedict put out in that county state stands. So if one senator in that county or one representative in that county will build one bridge, especially that senator will build a bridge, Mr. Benedict will build two bridges. So let him take it as a challenge and say, yes, I'll do it for my people. If Mr. Benedict thinks that he can do better than what we can do, let's give it as a challenge. And that's how the people in the country will benefit from development. We should not be showing monkey range and throwing jabs and think that political rhetoric have never helped this country. People talk the worst of everything, but those jabs, those rhetorics, people live with them, and the country remained the same. So I just thought that in the CMC, while we talk about our work, it will speak for us, and the people are gravitating to us as a political party. They see us as the alternative, and I'm sure that with all of the progress we are making, there's more to come. There's more big news we will announce in the coming days that will send more scares, and people will put the tail between the legs if there's one.
Mhm. Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Toby, for informing us about what happened in Bunk County and also the whole Prince Moi tantrum, temper tantrum that he was displaying today. I'd like to, say that word. But I want to ask you, Mr. Namid, what are your views? Let's just bask, because it was a little distraction. Mr. Moi will talk about that, but I want to just bask and enjoy, the pictures that I was seeing from Margibi. They were brilliant. I saw, young people, a lot of young people, and Liberia has about 60-80% of young people. And you can tell that the CMC is catering to those people, to that population, what we are supposed to be doing, because they're the next generation. Like Mr. Toby said, we barely had just the time or whatever to bring people in, to mobilize people, and they showed up. So that tells me that they are gravitating to CMC. Our message of being for the people, by the people, and standing by the needs is resonating to them. So I want to
But
back into that a little bit. I don't know if you have any comments, and then we can go into the Moi saga. I don't know if I can call it that. Saga is such a worthy term in a way, but the Moi
yeah, yeah.
syndrome. if I can call
you
it that.
know,
Because he was definitely melting down on in the, if you only knew that she had a meltdown today on the radio station, I think
it
he would
did.
think twice. But yes, but go ahead. Your thoughts.
That is what that was. Yeah. Mr. Toby and the rest of the crew. Thank you very much. Mark Gibby, I believe, was a smashing success. I did see some of the. I think I saw someone operating the drone, and I was like, "What? We got to do things." I saw the aerial, but it was boss. I gotta say,
Yes, we are
we
using technology to our advantage.
we set the pace and they will follow us. But we saw the photos and they're talking about the young people. How many old people you think will wait for anybody from 10 o'clock until 5 o'clock? Only the young people who got the energy, and they were still in the streets. They never got tired. They were there waiting, so we got our fingers on the pulse because the young people now they're almost 60 to 70% of the voting population. And yeah, young people, they're not too reliable, but time and again we've shown that our young people are shown that they can be trusted and they can come to the polls. So yeah, so Mark Gibby, yeah, Mr. Toby said it. There is a lot of fear coming out of Bong and Mark Gibby, and for good reason. The two of them are, in the top tier of most populated counties in Liberia. And the CMC is in show on it every day. When we're ready, we'll go eat show on it. Then we'll come back. They get upset. Some way. And I don't know who the advisors are for these people. So you saw an animated display in Mark Gibby. Then Moy goes to try and kind of debunk or whatever, and go against that kind of animated spirit and crowd and look at his posture in the studio. He looked defeated. He looked deflated. He looked completely exhausted. I don't even know what it is he was trying to do. Regurgitating old talking points, there's China Union, $10 million, whatever. So you are a senator in the Senate. If you believe there's malfeasance committed by Musa Hassan Ability and Shrimex, then you can do a committee hearing and bring all the people in. You have that right. You can do that, But this is a man who seems to specialize in ways and means chairmanship. He was ways and means chairman in the House. He is now ways and means chairman in the Senate. That's the only job apparently God put him on this earth to do. Even then, he's not doing it right because he's been out over 14 years. He's been a legislator. What is he got to show for Bunkande? And he's talking, and he said that bridge will be built. It did not say that bridge will be built because he wanted to say so. The people have told him, if that bridge is not built, pack your things and go and relocate somebody else. We're kicking you out of We're kicking you out of the district. You don't belong here. You better go and we want our bridge. And so, yeah, he said the bridge will be built. But he don't want to be in that 5 more bridges. He's been out 14 years. We want to be around 2 years. We're building that bridge. We're building 6 more bridges in Bunk. We're trying to connect Bunk to all of the points that matter. That's what he should have done. As Ways and Means chairman, they do it here in the city that region, that they call it the poke or the baking. Yeah. You have that right to negotiate and put something in the budget for your constituency. He's been Ways and Means chairman. It has been within his means to do that and bring the bacon to Bunk. Why? When they put the money in, they go and take it out. It's not that the money has not been allocated. They go through the back door. They build a mansion in the middle of Banga. When as soon as you step out of the gate, you step in the dust. But he got a place all paved up, the dust passing over the fence and coming in his room. He doesn't even realize that. You know what I'm saying? That's how depleted the people are. They have no vision. They got nothing. Failed politicians. So he gets on the radio and he's spilling all this tired rhetoric, talking about CMC, they got $10 million from China, come on, man. We've heard this thing over and over and over. Give us something new. So I started performing. I felt sorry for him. I felt sorry because he felt compelled to rebut because he's shaking in his pants. What's his name? Marvin Cole is on his back. He eat his lunch from him. He knows it's coming down the pipe. He doesn't know how to stop it. He doesn't know how to stop it. That is right, and that is biggest problem he's dealing with. And I think Nuko is feeling it as well. Nuko is Mark Gibby is uncomfortable. He's feeling it. The other day he called into some other show. very agitated. I thought they were going to rush into the 911, because he was breathing so
You
heavy.
need a lifeline, huh?
Breathing so heavily. But look, what CMC is about is to show to our people what is possible, what good government is supposed to do for you. These are what Musa Ability is doing for our people compared to what is possible. It is very infinitesimal. And this is not to put Musa down. He's doing his best. But compared to what government is supposed to do and is able to do it for our people, what we are doing in CMC, we're just showing at the tip of the iceberg. And we're telling them, look at what we're doing. If you think we're doing well, give us the opportunity, we'll do more. These people have been around. This unity party, Prince Moise, he doesn't know anybody in the government. He's not close to power. But he's the chairman of the Boakai election campaign. How much more powerful can you be? This is the man who, right after the inauguration, led a hostile takeover at NASCOR, where Vabamus is. Is that NASCOR? Yeah, I think the security.
Yes, that's tough. Mhm.
Yes. Try to remove this man by force, and the lady came and stood up to him. Of course, Walker fired the lady afterwards. And that's the man who says he's not, nobody in government, he's not close to power and all of that. Marvin Cole is painting and say that now all of you the powerful people, you close to power, but you're not using your proximity to power. You're supposed to use it to benefit your people. He's not able to do that. All he does is benefit himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but
Yeah,
I want to thank you, Mr. Toby. Yeah, go ahead, Doug. We will build that bridge, and he knows it. They're not going to stop us. At the end of the day, Gideon will get out of the way because the people are not having it.
Yes, Mr. Nami, you're so right when you talk about someone using the proximity to power. I heard a man on some other station that they're talking about the people are renting from the government rents from our property. Are we yet to talk about government renting from your property? Isn't that a conflict of interest in the first place? What good ways and means senator will go stand in public or in a radio station that is broadcast to the public to tell the people, do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? We tired of who I am business. We won't see y'all doing the work for the Liberian people. Okay, you sitting down there for 13 years. While our Bon County, yes, he's from Bon County, right? Moi from Bon County. While our Bon County people were suffering.
Yeah.
All right. You sat on there and enriched yourself. I grew up in Bon County. Let me just tell you, I'm a child of Bon County for my district. And every time I'm in Liberia, I do visit Bon County because that's where I know. The road, the Chinese people built the road, okay, before they stop producing iron ore. Just go. The forest is enclosing on the road. Yeah. Prince Moyi was in Bon County all this time as 13 years as Ways and Means Committee member or chair.
Deputy Speaker too.
Deputy Speaker. What did he do? Yeah. See how Bon Mines, where I grew up, see how deplorable that place looks compared to when the Chinese people or the German people were there, or the Chinese people are getting iron ore from there. So when I hear someone like Prince Boogie, he says, "Oh, Ellen was manipulated." Are you kidding me? You dare manipulating people to use your building? The government is renting from you. Isn't that the biggest form of manipulation I can see? Then you say, "Oh, Honorable Peter manipulated Ellen Johnson for him to own the tanks." Are you kidding me? Who does that? What normal, sophisticated speaker of the House, former Speaker of the House, chair of Ways and Means Committee will speak like that? And then you tell us that, "Oh, I want to name 4 bridges," he said. Well, people in Bon County, I hope you listening, Bongis. I hope we are listening. Okay. Yep. He said, let me name. He was so proud. And guess what? I'm gonna have CMC Musa build them for 13 years, sir. For 13 years, what were you doing? How did you advocate for our people? Our people are no longer going to be scared or intimidated by who. Do you know who I am? I'm Musa, that small boy, or this person, that small boy in politics. We can't talk for all of that. Show us what you can do. Show us what you are doing. Okay? And that's what I wanted to say. And talking about your own tribal man, and I used to go. That's very very discriminatory. Number one, we have a sexist leader in Bon County. Moyi, talking about Ellen was manipulated. Ellen look like somebody who's anybody can manipulate her, huh? Does she look like someone like anybody just because she's what? And you talk about, oh, ask your tribal man here, Isaac. You're a tribal man? What language is that? That's
Ellie
very
is the Maradona manipulation. Who can manipulate us?
exactly. And so, when I heard him speak those words, it just, I was like, we're taken aback. But anyway, that's my thought on him. He needs, like when people look at it, we are thinking nobody's going to be in power for 13 years and don't develop our county and our country and then come back to us. And then, you want to turn it around and tell us that, oh, because CMC political leader Musa Hassan ability paying money back that he took from telling you it's your job. You made the law. Musa applied the law. I'm sorry, political leader Honorable Ability applied the law. That's all he was doing. And Liberian people can't see you. Well, not the Liberian people, but the people like Mr. Moy wants to make the Liberian people think differently. But we are seeing, well, our eyes are open now, very wide open. That's why I wanted to let you know. We'll go now to Mr. Toby. Your thoughts? We'll
Well,
circle back.
again, I think like I already said before that Mr. Nambe came in, and then you had to come on that issue. I think he's about losing it now. He see it coming very close, and it's going to be a fight back. But it's going to be a difficult fight because 2029 he's up for election. He's been there 13 years. He had to account for his stewardship. There are new players. It is suspected that Honorable Cole will be that person who is going to put up a very strong fight, and there are others serious political actors in the county. And if we give him another 9 years, I think he's going to do the worst. If you add 9 years to the 13 years, he's
Oh, I think Mr. Toby, you're frozen.
Yeah, I think Moreover acting
We
up
can
on him.
hear. Yeah. Okay, good. You back?
yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
back.
yeah. I'm back.
You
So
stopped.
yeah,
We
so I don't
stopped
know how.
hearing you when you say you gave him another 9 years.
Yeah, so gave him another 9 years.
My grandson will be
Uh,
13 years
yeah,
old by then.
yeah. So you add another 13 years to the 9 years. Maybe that is what he's thinking. But at this stage, he's not playing cool. He's going to fight. And if you are drowning in a rope, you see a kind of way you think you're going to hang on it. To think that you're going to hang on the CMC and stop them at their own evolution and come back after several times. People are deceitful. So you talk to Mr. Bedete or Honorable Bedete and say, I'm in support of the bridge. But you go in the bike, like, see some of the things you were even saying today. So how can you say you support a project and you've called and gave your commitment or maybe sent several text messages that he said on today, but he see it as a fake? He called tangible things people see with their eyes and say it is something fake, a fake bridge project is being politicized. How can you break ground for the bridge and you take substandard steroids? The bridges that
Who's
the
going not carry
CMC,
that?
yeah, the bridges
Sorry.
that the CMC has built, what sort of steroid have they used? Who go to build a bridge without knowing the material that is needed for the bridge, and you want to just trash it, like to say, those who are working behind the scene or working towards the project knows nothing about the project. You call it a fake project, you call it a political project, and there's nothing you can show. You say you've been there for 13 years, and all we see is things in your name There's
Yeah,
nothing
think that's
about,
money in the
yeah,
county.
for the public, but private things that you build in the county, you can't brag about it to think is benefiting, is for the county. No, those things doesn't belong to the county. It is for you. The house you build, the road you pave, from your yard belongs to you. That road, I'm sure there's a blueprint that probably what did not ask you for, but you decide to do it the way you did it. You know, the projects you are building or supporting, yes, you're doing it because you are the people senator. You've been there for years. You should even do more than what you have done. And to come to the face of the people and say, I've done this and I've done that, and because of that, people should not get involved into bridge building. I think he's just losing it at this stage, and it's going to be a very long fight for him. And, come 2029, because the forces will gather, and that county belongs to no one. If he's thinking that he's going to be another Prince Johnson in Nima, you need to wake up maybe from his slumber. But the born county of yesterday, with the current young people who understanding the politics of our country, wouldn't allow that to just slip, off their hands, and they keep someone for 13 plus 9 years, only for someone to go to your house in the morning and say, "Oh, chief, I'm here." People feel good about that. You should go to them every morning. Did you see your future through them? You can't be the conduit that a young person should survive. That is not a possible thing to do. And Bond County is not a capital of Nimba, where Senator Prince Johnson, and I'm sure the reason Nimba people gave Prince Johnson that leverage because of his stand for them when they were in need of him during the crisis. So, they took him to be the godfather. It was not because he was involved in corruption, or because he was Ways, Means and Finance chair, or because he was this giant in the county. But they saw him as the father because when everyone else turned the back on Nima, he stood up for them. He fought for the liberation. And not someone who's sitting somewhere and supervising distribution of money and wealth and getting rich over there and think that they can be a godfather of the county and doing nothing that is tangible to the county. And 2029, you want to start fighting as early as it is against development. It's a very long fight, and I think the CMC is ready for that. One thing I know Honorable Benedict for, he's scared. No one can make him afraid. He's very brave. He goes for it when he want to go for the fight. He tells you, I'm going to go for this fight. You go talk and everything you want to talk. But he's very, very,
The man said
objective.
no cat can stop him.
Nah,
He
Oh,
said
that was
no cat can stop him. Talking about ability not being afraid.
yeah, he's not afraid. He's not afraid. He tells you just as he sees it, and he tell you. Sometimes we're talking and says, "Smith, you know my grandma, I'll join the team and we'll be into it." So I understand, the kind of person he is, and he's very upbeat about development. So the Bonkande Bridge, there will be a hearing. The Minister of Public Work goes there today. He said he will write to give authorization, and that is just out of shame. There's nothing more about that. He just to say something to clear his side so that people cannot put the blame on him, because he's been lashed at. People beat on him. People take him to be the obstacle to everything. And as a young man, he wouldn't want to see his political life, carry a lot of dent on it moving into 2029, because he's up. He need to clear his path. But it's a general path now that he's going to get into when he think that his fight is going to be against what the CMC intend to do. Like you read this, 4 additional breaches in Bond County. 4 additional breaches. The CMC have said they've secured the funding for those breaches. Is to connect his county with nearby counties. Is to connect the towns and villages with other, nearby towns and villages. So it is about the county. It is not about him as an individual. He should even be happy to form a partnership. Bring some of the ways, means, and find out money that you got. Then Musa Bidede bring the 10 million you say he took from how you call the people,
China
China
Union.
New York, China New York. You put together so you can develop the county. It's going to be in the county, but just sit down upright and say one man can just take $10 million from China New York. If Musa was supplying to China New York fuel, how can that be a business conversation, can be in a political conversation and say, he took it from your country? How can one man take your country development fee? So the mental steel conversation that is going on in Nimba, the money that's going to go to mental steel, that is to the country development, that is not coming to them as expected. Can someone now say it is going to the vice president pocket? You can't have your cake and eat it.
No.
No, it is not. It is not possible. And you can't be chunking monkey wrench, recording Liberia, and just throwing jabs at people because you want to respond. If you got
Yeah.
nothing to respond to, keep it quiet and let's sleep in the line, and everyone goes the separate way and stay focused.
Yeah. And Mr. Toby and Mr. Namwe, I want to recommend to our brother, Mr. Moi, let him sit in the legislature and work on the law. If he finds that, China Union is not equally sharing the wealth in Liberia and they're giving $10 million
But
to
where is
to
China Union now? Do they still have China Union yet?
that's something that we should
And
should
the
should
boy will show you
explore.
the office if you're asking, you know where they are.
Yes, China Union told us that they're not collecting, or they have not been able to process or take away iron ore from bulk mines for a very long time. So,
Yeah.
yes, so yes, that would be my recommendation. Work on the law. That's what you are elected by the people of Bon County to do. You know, and so initially you stop Honorable Musa Bilede from building the bridge. So you are happy that you are going to keep that $10 million. You, the one who's supposed to be making a law, making a law for him not to have access to the $10 million. So if y'all going to stop him from building a bridge, then you will keep that $10 million, and you got nothing to say about that for your people of Bon County when you're supposed to be looking towards developing the county and representing the
Yeah.
people. You should develop the
By the way,
county.
since he felt that the $10 million being the breach, for the initial stage, he should have just accepted it and say that some of our country development
Hey,
money.
that was going
It's
to be
simple.
really nice.
It's
Exactly.
simple. For the initial
Yeah.
Exactly.
stage, all you
Instead of
should have
trying to
said,
fight it.
okay, yeah, we accept it because that's part of the money, according to you, that Musa Bedede have been stealing from the country development. And that did not come to the county that he's having. He want to put into the county. You should have said it from the initial stage instead of putting all this bureaucracy and bottleneck.
I'll tell
Simple.
you.
By this time,
The bridge
excavator and
might
other
get part of
things,
the bill.
the bridge, because we have 6 months in our plan to do the
Mhm.
bridge, but we've
Yeah.
been delayed almost 2 months now. So again, to continue to deny the people because of these sort of politics, and it hurts. But again, it is for the people, and that's what the CMC stands for.
Yeah.
And what
And
I would
like you
encourage him
said,
to, I'm sorry,
go
go
ahead.
ahead,
Yeah.
Mr. Lam.
No, I was just gonna quickly, and then you come in there. I was just gonna point out like Mr. Toby was saying, that he's losing it. You can see the contradictions. You said the money Musa Bese is using that good money, but then when we're building the bridge, so when I build a bridge, so now what we're gonna do now? Either we should return the money to a bank, let it both have a bridge, or not have a bridge. You gotta make up your mind. But yeah, this China argument, he's been on it from time immemorial. He went through Nukwe and Amos Tour, and they tried to squeeze Tremex, bringing all these bogus, they call tariffs, when they know LPRC doesn't have the right to impose taxation. Only the legislature can do that. So they call it a tariff, but we know what it is. And so now some of the senators have said, wait a minute, Senator Koga has said, well, I was on that committee, but I didn't sign this document. What is going on here? So we have all these things, we see them happening, and the CMC is moving. We're not wasting time. All my men this morning is also our men and say they're the third lane now. Yeah, well, yeah, we are. That's what we said. That we're talking. We're the third
Mhm.
lane. If you know
Hey,
third
man,
lane, they're the third lane
tomorrow,
fighting.
make sure I have that picture posted. Yeah, let
Exactly.
people see.
So we post our telling, so our men and say they're the telling. What me are the telling? Now we talking? We say we're the telling. You talk
Yeah.
your own. But yeah, these people, they're shaking. They don't know what to do. And like I said the other day, we're like a balloon. You squeeze out this way, we're coming out the other way because
Mhm.
we factor all of this in. We expected, we anticipated, we knew it was going to happen. And so we always have a plan B. If you say we can go to Babylon, okay, we leave Babylon, then we go to Bong. Now we're in Bong. Now you said, no, you're going to be here. Okay, so now we get ready to go to Basso, and then we're going down to the southeast, and we will keep moving. The good thing about it is we will smoke them out. And then they say they got money to build a bridge in Bong. We live with this. They say they have money to build a bridge in Bapalu. They haven't since July. We haven't seen what they got to do. Now they say they will do it again in Bong. We're moving in Basel and other places. They should follow us and own everything we want to do. Finally, hopefully, they will come out and develop the country. That's how we'll make it happen.
That's what we want.
That's what we want. That's what we want. So
our people.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's
so
what we
my
want.
brother, Senator Moy, don't meditate into no kind of fight with us, okay?
No.
If I recommend that you go to Smith Toby, I have to use the drone. You buy one. You just be showing how the people of one kind of what we're interested in is showing us the development. The 13 years you are there. What have you done? Get some drone. Get some picture. That money that you got. Buy some. Go take pictures, of the places. In fact, you like I said, you can take picture of the bridges that we're supposed to build. And you say
exactly.
Then you make an announcement so we can play for the Liberian and say, you see this bridge here? Our people have suffered, they have died, they lack connectivity, they can't get to meet the other people on the other side of the river, okay? Or they're not connected to other counties. I given it to CMC, let them bid it, okay? Because for 9 years, I still trying to figure out what I've developed. So my brother, this is no
in the meantime, that Marvin is restless. Marvin will tell my man, hurry up. I want to move to others.
Yeah, man. We gotta laugh about this thing. This thing is just too much, man. It's just too
Josiah Marvin Cole, he is hurrying.
Yes, and if you're listening, Mr. Marvin Cole, Honorable Marvin Cole, we really want you to come on the show. So you are welcome to come and share with us your thoughts about what's going on.
It's going to be interesting.
Anyway, every now and then we'll laugh at this story because we find this to be very, very funny that a legislator can be in the legislature for 13 years and stay quiet about it.
Nothing. I tell you that as you go on, I researched this man. I couldn't find a single law that he has put forth.
Oh,
Bring Moy.
Yeah.
Bring Moy. Not a single law. I couldn't even find any development that he has. Yeah, I saw him, I think on November 2nd, early this month, you see, we're bringing ground for some elementary school somewhere. And people are ready on that Timu ground bringing, Timu that.
I get order from Timu too. So you bad Mr. Nana just talking to Timu Walmart everybody today.
Anyway, let's pass out of the topic before we die. I'm telling you. They put that Timu ground bringing, they put building bridges over there, then you can't say
And then I saw some kind of picture on social media where he said he declared his asset. That asset will eat. We don't want asset. We want to see what you
he's losing it. He didn't know what to do.
For 13 years, I want to see development in Bonkante. I want to see the road.
And unfortunately for him, he got a medal contender called Josiah Marvin Cole. And a Jazza Bunny, he rested.
They want to put that grammar. I
said, 5 o'clock in the morning, who goes to do interview 5 o'clock in the morning in the radio station? Super bungy. I said, what's going on here?
Maybe Honorable is a different politician.
He's a different guy.
The man went to the studio 5 o'clock to do a talk show. Take all the radio stations and make sure that no station will do anything until he leaves. Pay for all the airtime, and after what I asked him, he said, "But according to him, that's when people listen to the radio in the morning."
Yeah, so. We ready. Our sleeves are rolled up.
Okay.
I want you to please tell us a little bit. I saw the brief interview, and I will play that here during the course of the week that you did with the bridge in Nima County. I want you just from your perspective, your experience. what did it feel like to you interviewing someone who saw that bridge or the river, who experienced the Ya River, you
Mhm,
know, as a young person and saw people that he knew die there?
mhm.
And he was even there when he said the current president, who was then the vice president of our country, brought in what they call a modern ferry. So what
Yeah.
was it like for you, Mr. Toby, just kind of experiencing that situation? Maybe can you just walk us through what was your experience in your conversation that you had? I apologize, I forgot the man's name. uh I don't know if you remember his name, but yes, can you tell us?
Well, I think it's about time that we take a different path. And what affected past administration is that they had all of the expertise that they did not use in terms of telling their own story. So they allow people to tell their story. So when people tell your story, and then they can make up the story for you. So we within the CMC, we want to tell our story, and the story we want to tell is about the activities of the stability, honorability, the political leader. People are hearing a lot about his work, and some people are yet to believe what they are hearing. So, what I've embarked on doing is that in the next few weeks, you will see more of these videos, coming out to the public.
Very nice.
The reason why I decided that bridge, because currently we are in a bridge conversation,
Mm-hmm.
and people have felt that the CMC political leader lacks the expertise to undertake a huge project. The bridge we were talking about in Nimba, the Dam Bowen Bridge,
Mm-hmm.
is two times the bridge that will be built in Banga. So that bridge is
Wow.
longer than the bridge that the CMC is contemplating doing in Banga. So if the CMC can do a bridge of that length, that is two times of the one that is expected to be done in Banga, it tells you the level of professionalism that goes into that work, because the width of the river that bridge crosses is very wide.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought to visit the place during the weekend because there are so many sad stories, for the clan that now tend to be a district. People who live along that river bank struggle many years. The guy I talked to, the other man I talked to, been around there since the early 60s.
Wow.
So in time past, the news, something the news to they join the wood, and and they need to put the rope across from one side of the river to the other side, and then people get on that stuff. Then you got to pull it, it
Mm-hmm.
take it across. So it had its own risks, and a lot of people did not survive crossing that river. Even when they built the artificial ferry where they used wood, it capsized, it killed people, pregnant women, children coming to the market on market day, people transporting their goods could not survive the wrath of the water at a certain point in time. So too many lives were lost in that river. There has been government here from the 60s who have gone there, they've taken pictures, they've made promises, but none of those promises have come to pass until the current president, when he was vice president, I think he overheard it to someone and he tried to make some intervention, which was good. And he
Mm-hmm.
took what they call there a muddy ferry, because in my mind that is not a muddy ferry, but because the people in the village knows nothing about what is muddy ferry. So when they took it, they said it was a muddy ferry, and it could help them transport them across the river. And so that was being in news, but lack of maintenance that also gave up. So the people were left at the mercy of crossing the water at their own risks, and the countless lives that left in that water. When you hear the story, it's saddening. Until Mr. Bedete had gone, on his camping trail or something around, and he made a promise. According to them, they did not believe, because if the government that is collecting taxes
Right.
from them have failed them since the 60s, they could not believe that a single man who is a businessman will do the project. And so, in their eyes, to see that bridge is like a miracle for them. So, you know, it gave me the interest to allow them explain the story, like you heard on the video, and they are so excited. The challenge they had in time past now, they drive on the bridge, they ride the motorcycles on the bridge, they take the goods from one side of the town to the other side connecting, and that bridge is strategically placed because you, according to him, you pass through that bridge, and then you come to a town in Duo.
Kalala.
That's from Duo. Then you cross another river. Then you get into Bon County, which is the Palala side.
Yes.
So it is very, very strategic in connecting not just two districts in Nima, District 8 and District 7, but it brings you as far as Bon County, Palala. And people who are doing rubber farming, doing other farming activities, who comes through the Nima corridor, uses that bridge now as an easy path to even connect Seklipier and on to Tapeta, even on to Ganjide.
Mhm.
So the bridge has tended to be a very major, you know, path for connection. And that is the story, of the CMC. So, like I already said, we want for people to tell the people who are still doubting.
Mm-hmm.
We will bring the schools. There's so many schools that Honorability has built. But how many of us out here have heard about the dilapidated school structure that has now been modernized? We'll bring those stories to our people out here so that they can know that the ability that we're talking about is not just, an individual who is just talking, but there are several other developmental initiatives that, he's involved with, that those stories we're about to bring to the public. So we've done the bridge, we'll do the schools. There are several students on scholarship that is benefiting. There are people in the health sector that are benefiting from his initiative, supporting people here and there, and people into agriculture. So until we get to 2029, everything that involved the workings of our political leader with people making impact on roads. We're about to go to Quantum Boni, where we are doing the roads in Lofa, and we'll bring you pictures and voices of people, you know, telling you the impact of the road in their life. Because I've gone to Quantum Boni, I've gone to Sakondedu, the road to Sakondedu that connects Liberia to Guinea. That road became terrible. It was non-pliable. But today, you can drive between Samedu, you can make your way to Sakonedu. We are just about entering Sakonedu now with the yellow machine,
Wow.
clearing the road and making it accessible. So the people in that part of Liberia are now being connected. But until we bring that story to the people through visual and the exhibit, it's difficult for people to just say, oh, yeah, Mr. Bedete is doing the road. We keep saying the road, we want people to see the road. We'll talk about the school, we want to see the school. We'll talk about the bridges, they will see all of those bridges that that the CMC is involved with. and the workings of Mr. Biddy, so people cannot take his voice to be the normal Liberian politician rhetorics, where they just talk things and no one sees them and is left beyond the curtains, and there's no one there to talk about it. So yes, that breach has brought total relief to the people. They are so excited. I went to the town. I had to find the gentleman who understands the story, and he was very polite without requesting anything. He voluntarily went with me to the site, and we did that interview. And I could not tell him thank you more than what I said, but I think there's more story that will be coming up as we progress into the days ahead of us.
Thank you, Mr. Toby. Mr. Namwe, your thoughts on, I don't know if you got to see Mr. Toby narrative of the bridge. He posted a video on social media, or your thoughts about even just hearing about his
Yeah,
experience.
I think at this minute I we're not friends, so I'm not getting his alert. I haven't seen him yet, but I will send you a friend request. But and thank you for doing it. Thanks to the gentleman as well. But and when we're saying it, it sounds like a cliche. Talk and do. This is exactly what we mean, right? We tell you what we'll do, and then we'll go ahead and do it. He just indicated the width of this river, and then he went there and promised the people that he will come back and do the bridge. Yeah, they say, maybe this is just another politician, coming here, to hoodwink us and get out or whatever. But now he went back and they're in disbelief. You know, that is next level appreciation that we're garnering. And these are the things that the tangibles that we are witnessing. And when we tell people, we will shock the world in 2029. They don't believe it. They think we're joking. Because the politics we're doing is really different. We're not going in there to promise, pie in the sky. We're telling you what is possible, and then we tell you the little we can do, and then we do it right away, and you see it, and then we let you decide. That's how we're going about it. So a lot of naysayers, like I always say, they keep saying, oh, they're basically writing our obituary even before this year is over, and we get it, we get that, you know, and we continue to work because politics now, is basically, what have you done for me lately? And
Yes.
yeah, we are going to go on our deeds. What we've done for our people lately. That's why we're betting on that, and we're betting our people will choose us. So all this talk about this tribal politics and religious politics and all of that. Yeah, we factor all of that in before we got started. So we anticipate that there will be detractors coming in with all these negative, so while people know politics now from deliverables, and they ain't got the river to look over. They're walking on the bridge. How can you tell them different? And so, we want to thank you guys who are on the ground. We'll continue to do the best we can to work with you and deliver to our people the relief that our people have been looking for years. Some of these people were born in this misery, these conditions. Some have died in these conditions. They knew no relief. So some of them don't know better. They don't know what is possible. And we're going there, to peel the lid over their eyes and show them what is possible. This is what is possible. This is what is supposed to be happening for you. And this is what could happen beyond this. And we're showing them the light. That's what we'll continue to do. And that's why, many of these people who are in position of trust right now, they don't like it. They're not happy, and they'll continue to, put up all of these fake stories, grand fake interviews, whatever they want to call it. We will do what we're doing, and we're betting on our people, and we think our people will choose us. We're absolutely confident, that we are going to get our people behind us. So, we want to thank the CMC for what you're doing. We're talking about Saturday quickly before I pass it into that. Let me appreciate the PR. In spite of all that was going on, maybe Mr. Toby, that one of the reasons he came late to your program. In spite of all that was going on, he found time. That I told you on Friday. He found time to come and speak to my people from Barobo, all the way back there. Yes,
Wow.
yes, absolutely. He came in, and my people were very appreciative. of the fact that he could make time. He was even in the car when he was talking to them, and he told
Wow.
me, he said, because I have a busy schedule, I will do it, but I might be on the road. And I said, yes, you just do it wherever. He said, yeah, I will hook up my Starlink, I'm sure. And the internet was good. He
Oh
stayed
wow.
almost an hour with us, and he just kind of spoke off his head, his vision for Liberia, the CMC vision, what he wishes to do, and what he's doing come January with the machines coming in. He said he's going to direct about 17 of those 26 toward the southeast, and we're going to move in there. That the southeast has a lot of need. You see some of the pictures. This
Yeah.
is before our parents were born. That's how
Yeah.
Maryland. That's how we've known the road to be. We don't
Yeah.
know it to be anything else. And the CMC is saying, okay, we're coming there, we'll change all of this. I remember Samuel Dota and the Ganda Hapo Highway project, $50 million. Samuel Dota said,
Hmm.
you're going to do that road. Charles, everybody who comes in, they come in and they talk about that road. And Musa Belete is saying, he's not saying he's going to fix all of that, but he's going to come in and target the strategic areas and make sure to bring relief to our people. And that's what
Yeah.
we're counting on. That's the message of the CMC.
Yes.
Development without borders. They may come all the way from District 7 in Nimba County, what are you doing in the southeast? You know,
Where's it
so
called? Content, my give it content, right?
you might give you, and I'm making a might give you that. What am I doing here? Why is he here?
They can invest.
They're gonna
Yes.
invest.
But I wanted to just briefly comment before we close. We only have a few more minutes and then we'll move to our closing. I want to tell you, Smith Toby, thank you for your production. The interview with the elder in in Nima. I also want to tell the PL thank you for allowing you to be able to explore the how the bridge was developed, and also for attending this anonymous program. I have to put a plug out there for him. Speaking about the hardest working
Yeah,
political leader in Liberia. This man works for the Liberian people. I mean, when you call him, I'm worried actually, because naturally I'm a mother, I'm a woman. We worry about things like I hope he's eating well, sleeping well, resting well. And sometimes you men have the tendency to say, yeah, 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 but my husband does that. But I pray that all is well with him. But I like the fact, Mr. Toby, you started talking about we have to present our own narrative, okay? Because you will be written off. And it
Mhm.
resonates with me because one of the newest form of psychological theories include this whole narrative therapy. We are getting people to tell their own story
Mhm.
because I can diagnose you here with major depressive disorder or PTSD, but your story, your manifestation, the way that you show your depression or your trauma is different from the way that I will show my trauma. My trauma
Mhm.
would start today, while your trauma will start 10 days from now. Okay.
Mhm.
So having us the opportunity to give our narrative, let us tell our story because in Liberia, because whoever our political leader is, maybe because he wants to work for the Liberian people not used to seeing that. He acts like he's a doctor of a border.
Mhm.
He goes to different places. Liberian people not used to seeing that. Liberian people are not used to seeing people work in the interest of Liberian people. They are used to seeing people, coming in and enriching themselves and giving crumbs to our people. So this narrative therapy, we call it narrative therapy, this narrative approach will allow us, we the Liberians, to be able to tell our own, we the CMC will be able to tell our own story. And we'll do that by being very genuine. This is what the psychological process, you have to be very genuine. You have to be authentic. And we've been doing that, we transparent. We get drones, we show you guys. We show you guys what the former president, the former vice president, is now the president, what he brought for the people in Nima to use. Smith Toby said it was a good effort he made. We want to applaud that. But it was not what we consider a modern bridge. Okay. It was not a modern ferry. Okay. And we also use the idea of being congruent. In our parlance, in Liberian English, is like Yeah, you said make sure your words match your steps.
Mm-hmm.
What you talking, may not be what you doing. All right. And so congruent, that's what we're here to tell you about. And we'll do a lot of reflective listening. We'll listen to Liberian people. You see, our political leader listens to the Liberian people. That's why he's very strategic. When he built these bridges, he makes sure that he's connecting Liberia. He's make sure that he's making sure that the districts in Nima is connecting, that he's connecting Nima to Bonkante to Palala, okay, or he's connecting the bridges in Bonkante to other parts to Bassa, okay, so that we can have connectivity. That's how nation building occurs. So I want to just tell you guys thank you, and thank you for the strategic nature of the political leader, Honorable Musa Ability. He's bringing life to people. He's bringing commercialization, the economy of Liberia. He's making it come alive. And this is what the CMC is known for. In my closing, I want to say that officially, I want to welcome, and I'm going to close now. I also want to welcome Miss Mrs. Masa Dopu Greer. She was appointed today. Her appointment letter went out. She is now the new vice chair of administration from the global perspective. So she'll be working very closely with me. If you allow me, Mr. Namwe, I would like to read what she comes with the CMC with. I'm
Please,
sure she
Doc. Please
her
do.
yes. Let me just read Mr. Namwe with her announcement, and it will be helpful for we, the Liberian people, to know what she comes with. It says the Citizens Movement for Change is pleased to announce the appointment of Mrs. Masa Dopu Greer as Global Vice Chair for Administration. Ms. Dopa Greer comes to this role with a stellar background as a community organizer, a social worker, a youth advocate, and a team builder. In her new role, Ms. Dopu Greer will work closely with the global chair, me, to provide administrative oversight and ensure that there is a smooth coordination of all administrative functions across state and local chapters. She will oversee record keeping of members' registration and internal compliance in alignment with the Constitution and bylaws of the CMC. She will also be responsible for strategic planning and implementation of organizational policies to streamline internal communication and reporting structures of the CMC. Um, she will also submit quarterly report and updates to the administrative body of the organization. Ms. Dopu Greer comes with a wealth of experience. She worked diligently and successfully in the United States here. She also ran for a position in Liberia. So she's very well versed and well knowledgeable about the current politics of Liberia. She's knowledgeable about party's operation as well. So I want to welcome Ms. Greer to CMC, and we look forward to working with her. I'm going to stop here, and I'm going to turn over to you, Mr. Namwe, and then Mr. Smith will be the last person to close us out.
Thank you, Doc. And let me join you in welcoming Miss Dopo Grill to the team. We're very excited. I've never met her yet, but I feel like I've met her because we've talked about her and we've written about her, and now you read about her. So congratulations to our new Global Vice Chair for Administration, Ms. Masa Dopo Grill. She was on here when we started. I know she's probably going to do something else, but we'd like to welcome her to the team. And yes, to my colleagues, my friends on the UP side and all of that, that is our 86th appointment. We're keeping track. You got to say, my man, y'all even know how many, I love you. Y'all even know how many people you appointed. Yes, so this is out of 686 appointment. So you'll take that and chuck it and put it on the wall. So
Yeah, you people put it.
yeah, you'll take it and take chalk and write on the wall somewhere. Okay, we keep it try. We not, but let me welcome. But seriously though, I know we said a lot about it. Let me thank Mr. Toby and the team for what they do down there. This is what we're looking for in our country. Competition. This is what capitalism is even about. Choice. We're giving our people choice. We're not saying, we're the only party in town, and that's why we are owning the third lane. I don't get what you're saying. We're taking it. We claim it. We own it. We own the third, but we're giving our people options. Take a look. Look at what others are doing and look at what we're doing, and then
Mhm.
you decide. And so we'll continue to use our deeds, and hopefully we'll attract more votes. From March 7 to now, we've recruited almost 70,000 people. I was just looking at the website. We are to 68,900 and change. I'm sure by the time the month ends, and so we'll be around, 70,000. We're not lying about it. Just go to www.cmclrb.com. If you doubt me, go there. Maybe you register too, and join the movement. You know, we're trying to help our country. We don't have all the answers. No, we're not the smartest people on the block. No, we want you to come and join us. Maybe your ideas might even make our plan much, much better. Don't just stand there and criticize us and you go, we don't have all the answer. We're trying here. We'll make mistakes because we're humans. So you come and join us and make it better. So not stand there and be asking all the easy, difficult questions and the question are not difficult, but you think it's difficult. When we answer, you think it gets best. But anyways, be a great show. Doc Smith, thank you very much, man. I sent you friend request. You want to answer it when you got time. But it's been a great show. Thank you very much for the opportunity to come here and talk to our people.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, Mr. Toby.
thank you very much, Dad, and thank you, Mr. Nangbe, for always, coming on. I'm sure we are building a team, a family, and the common purpose we are here is because of the CMC, and that has become our common denominator. So again, let me join the both of you to say welcome to Dopo. I saw her comment when you talk about the Walmart shoppings, and yeah. So, oh,
I
so
waiting for you. I waiting for you, Jane, tomorrow morning.
so when Dad was reading her letter, then I went to check on the comment, and then I've remembered the name. So again, I want to say welcome to her, welcome to the family of the CMC. We hope this team will work and build this party together. It's a good thing. Tomorrow, I'm sure we are back here same time.
Yes.
We will look at some of the national issues. There's a response from the CDC now to the budget. Yeah,
They're following us.
yeah, so you need to look out for that tomorrow. I want us to
No
look for
way.
that.
Then okay. What
Yeah,
is that what we said? We setting the
yeah.
pace.
So
Anyway,
at
that's
least
Okay.
good.
we took the lead.
That's
We
good.
took the lead
I
already,
heard the ANC
and
is
then
coming up with one too. I heard that. But that's good.
yeah, they called the budget. They said the 2026 budget is risky and unrealistic.
Okay.
So, and they are asking that it be sent back to the president. But we can talk about that in our conversation tomorrow. Look out
Yeah.
for it and see how we can just see at least we came the first, and now uh, they are coming after us. So we are happy that as a political institution we score on that. We came first with all of the analysis. If you check the analysis we provided and that of their analysis, you'll see where the difference is and what are some of the issues. But this is a very unique family. The platform is getting big and bigger by the day. I'm sure tomorrow Winston will join us, and we look forward to seeing Miss Doppelgear come in as well. Vic will be here, I'm sure, on tomorrow. She asked for a family day off today. We accept, and tomorrow she will be here to join us. So, Dad, I want to say thank you. Thanks for sitting in tonight. I know you back with us tomorrow, though, but again, we want to say thanks to all of the people following us on the Vera platform and on the radio stations across the country.
Yes, thank you. So, on that note, we'd like to say thanks for joining us. We appreciate all of you who are listening by way of radio, by way of social media. Your comments are highly welcome. Continue to listen to us. It's late in Monrovia right now. We're going to end the show by playing the CMC anthem, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you, Mr. Namwe, for being here
Thank
today.
you,
Thank
Doc.
you.
Thank you, Mr. Toby.
Hmm.
And thanks to our audience as well. Abu,
Yes,
I saw you. Abu Kamara. Thanks, brother. It's good. It's nice of you to have come.
I'm playing this.
CMC for the people, by the people, and to the people. Citizens movement for change. Oh yes, a new day has come. Yes, a new day has come. Rise up, Liberia. CMC for the people. CMC by the people. Let us join our hands together to build a better life. CMC, CMC for the people. CMC by the people. Let us join our hands together to build a better life. Equity, national unity, transparency, accountability, social justice, integrity. CMC core values. CMC Global. It is a new day for Liberia. It is a new day for the people. Let's go together. Let's hold together. It's a unity. Raise up your hands. CMC. The land of liberty, the land of freedom, the love of liberty brought us together. Let's hold together in peace and unity to build a better Liberia. CMC, CMC for the people. CMC, yes, by the people. Let's hold together in peace and unity to build a better Liberia. CMC, CMC, yes, for the people. CMC, yes, by the people. Let's hold together in peace and unity to build a better Liberia. CMC, yes, 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 the time has come. CMC for the people, by the people, and to the people. Citizens movement for change. Oh yes, a new day has come. Yes, a new day has come. Rise up, Liberia. CMC for the people. CMC by the people. Let us join our hands together to build a better life. CMC, CMC for the people. CMC by the people.